Everton have signed Carlos Alcaraz, a 22-year-old Argentinian midfielder, on loan from Flamengo for the rest of this season. And what I like about this loan move is it's come out of nowhere. I feel like in the last few years, whenever Everton have been linked with a player, it's taken weeks, it's taken months. There's been all the rumours, and I really like that Everton have just gotten this one over the line. And I'll be honest, I had no recollection of this player ever playing for Southampton, being on loan at Juventus. So what I've read about him is mostly from Southampton fans. And so Carlos Alcaraz, not to be confused with the fantastic tennis player, is 22 years old. He started his career in Argentina. Then he got his move to Southampton. They paid around £12 million for him in the season that they got relegated. So he signed for them in January 2023, and then in May they went down. However, from what I've seen from Southampton fans, they spoke of him quite highly. They spoke of him as in he was a positive. Even though they were relegated that season, he was a good player for them. Kind of like, I guess, we'd look at Njai this season. Okay, the football's been terrible at times, so have the results, but Njai's been that shining light. And in his time at Southampton, he played 42 times and scored 7 goals. And as a midfielder, I would take that. He actually signed a 5-year contract at Southampton in 2023. But then the following January, he joined Juventus on loan. He's been around. He hasn't played a lot of games. So obviously there are pros, there are cons. The pros are, for me, is I think there's clearly a player there. And there's a player there with something to prove. And despite being in a relegated side, he's spoken about highly from the Southampton supporters that I've seen. And he's still only 22 years old. And like I say, he comes to Everton with something to prove. It is only a loan deal. But the question mark is, Flamengo paid 18 million euros for him, and it was their biggest transfer in their history, and it hasn't worked. He's played 10 times for them, scoring 2 goals. And so there is a question mark there, but I hope that Moyes manages to get something out of him. I am too young to know of the excitement or lack thereof when someone like Mikel Arteta would have been signed from Rangers. And we have to see how that one turned out. And also, if we look at more recent Everton history, signing someone like Lukaku on loan, Gareth Barry, you think back, and actually the loan moves that Everton have made in recent history, there have been quite a few good ones. The reason for this signing, though, is Mangala. So Mangala went off in the last game against Brighton, and unfortunately it is his ACL that's gone, and so he is now out for the rest of the season, and that is a huge blow for us. Njai and Mangala have been two players that were keen to get their foot on the ball and try and play. And so I really hope that Alcaraz can come in and do that, but also chip in with goals as well, like he did for Southampton before moving on. And so, if you have watched a lot of Carlos Alcaraz and have more insight than me, then please leave that in the comments. But at this point, we need midfielders. When you look at our injury list, obviously we've still got Coleman out, Iroegbunam, who I really liked, Chimiti and Breuer out, McNeil still, Calvert-Lewin, and of course now Mangala out for the season. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I really liked him. I thought he was a really good player. But let's hope that Carlos Alcaraz can do a job. Okay, thank you for watching. See you. Bye.